3 months ago, I was camping with a friend in a very remote part of Northern California. I'm a massive wilderness junkie. I've been camping all my life, and I spent much of my free time hiking, rock climbing, hunting. A buddy of mine who also enjoys the outdoors wanted to head up to the Sierras for a weekend and asked me to go with him. It was our second night, and we were sitting by the fire. We weren't staying at a campsite. We had hiked about 10 miles from our cars to a clearing with a beautiful view he had stayed at once before. At around 10 p.m., my buddy got tired and went to sleep in his tent, and I wanted to stay up for a while. About 45 minutes after he went to bed, I saw this object coming up from the valley below. It was a basic flying saucer shape with multiple circular lights rotating around the edges that changed colors over and over. I was absolutely shocked. I watched it for maybe 15 seconds, then decided I had to wake him up so he could see it. I wouldn't think I was crazy. I stood, and when I looked back towards it, the thing was gone. I called out his name, and that's when everything got really fucked up. I didn't hear my own voice when called out. Everything was completely silent. I could move my eyes around, but couldn't move my body. I remember seeing the fire had completely frozen. Everything looked like a picture, like time had stopped or something. Then there was a flash of light, and I blacked out. I woke up later, just as the sun was starting to rise. I was outside laying in the dirt, shivering, next to fire that had long gone out. I felt like I had been drugged, totally in this haze. I sluggishly yelled out my friend's name a couple of times, and he came out of the tent. He was really confused, to say the least. I tried to explain what happened, but my memory was really foggy, and I just couldn't articulate it. We left within 30 minutes. I was totally silent on the car ride back, falling in and out of sleep for 7 hours. He dropped me off at my house, and I passed out for basically an entire day. A few weeks later, I was messing around with an amp, and it released a static ooh sound. When I unplugged my guitar, for some reason this sound somehow triggered my memory, and I remembered everything. When I came back into consciousness, I was suspended laterally in this circular mechanism in a position very similar to the Da Vinci's Vitruvian Man. These clear glass-like shackle-type restraints were holding me in place. I was completely nude, and standing above me were 3 typical aliens. They were around 4 feet tall, and were wearing white spandex-like suits. 2 were just standing there, observing the other, who was extracting blood from my vein under my armpit with this weird-looking syringe. Although they didn't show any real reaction, I could still tell that they were surprised that I was awake. I couldn't move at all, except for my eyes and lips. I was absolutely terrified, in a sort of fight or flight mode. My heart pounding from an influx of adrenaline. I can't even begin to tell you how scared I was, but I also felt total rage. I wanted to kill them. I wanted to rip out this device and completely destroy them. My brain went totally primal. Just animal instinct, and I could just tell that they could sense my anger, because they all stepped back simultaneously. I'm 6'3", 185, and I was hoping I looked as threatening as possible, which is silly because I was totally paralyzed, and therefore completely harmless. 2 of them disappeared from my view and presumably left the room. The other one was just staring at me void of any emotion. I wanted so badly just to shut my eyes, but I forced myself to just stare right back at it, trying my hardest not to blink. Then the 2 others came back, and now they weren't alone. I honestly couldn't believe my eyes. Standing behind them were 2 very tall human-like beings, a male and female. They looked like Norse gods. have permanently damaged my body and possibly my brain, but I was totally fine. I asked her, "Why did you save me?" This time I heard a deep male voice stating that this is a conversation for a later time. I asked him if they're human. He said no. I was confused considering that they looked quite human. I asked him if man had come from them. He said yes, that they had come here 200,000 years ago and created mankind by combining their DNA with that of our primate ancestors. I wanted to know why they looked especially similar to me more than other humans. He stated that many males of their kind found female humans attractive and mated with them. This directly passed on some of their physical features to Nordic peoples. I wanted to know more, but they declined, until it was time for me to go back. I blacked out instantly and woke up by the extinguished campfire, clothes on and shivering. I understand this sounds absolutely ridiculous and very impossible, but it happened. I don't know what to do. I've been completely lost since the encounter.